welcome back to Freedom Homestead. I'm Tangi, and today we're in the kitchen, but we're not cooking, but we are working with future food. So let's go. If you can't tell by my happy sunshiny disposition, I am getting ready to start some seeds, and I was going to do some more winter sowing and show y'all what that's about, except I'm out of duct tape, but I will show you this really quick right now. But if you see out here on the table, I've got some 2-liter bottles and a milk jug, and a couple of weeks ago I actually started some seeds in those jugs. So in the milk jug I planted a Copenhagen market cabbage. In 2 of the 2 liters I have Roma tomato plants or seeds, and 2 other ones I have Ace tomatoes, and then in another one I've got some Utah sweet onions. My onions and my cabbage have already sprouted, and of course the tomatoes won't sprout until the weather gets warmer, but my understanding is that they're just sleeping right now, and then when it gets warm they should sprout. I was gonna do more, but I'm out of duct tape, so I guess I'm just gonna be starting them in trays, which is totally fine. I don't know how far I'm gonna get today because this is all of the potting mix I have, or the seed starting mix that I have left. So I'm gonna have to plan another trip into town, but I'm gonna get as many started today as I possibly can. So let me show you what's going on over here on this side of the kitchen. Okay, so over here I have our greenhouse. I do have a cover that goes on it, but it is currently in my bathtub soaking in bleach water because it molded. There was so much condensation in it when we folded it up and stored it, so a bunch of mold grew in it. So that's currently soaking. I don't know if the greenhouse is going to stay here because this is a very active area of our house, but this is a south-facing door, and I like the idea of it being this close to the porch, so that way when it does warm outside I can easily put everything outside. But we'll see how it works out. So that's what's going on over here, and then back over to the sink. You can see I've got all my notes and my seeds and everything out. In the sink here I've got my trays that I'm going to be using, also soaking in a little bit of bleach water. This is going to hopefully kill any mold spores or fungus spores that may have attached themselves to the trays. I just want to give my plants their best shot. Of course I've got my seed potting mix. I have more trays over here. I'm actually missing the tray that holds these. It's probably still out in the garden shed. I also have this. This is a herb planter, and I may use it as well. But we'll just see how far I can get my seed potting mix to stretch. I'm gonna get these trays washed up, and the plan today is to start onions, cabbage, maybe a couple of broccoli, my artichokes, some herbs, tomatoes, and peppers. That's the goal. I'm getting kind of hungry though. I might want to eat first. Okay, so now that my trays and everything are washed, I am going to put a little bit of Trifecta Plus. This is you can get this from the My Gardener store. I've got a link to his store in the description box below, where you can also find my discount code, which is TCW10, where you can save 10% on your My Gardener purchase. So I'm going to put just a little bit in here. There's really no science. I have no idea how much I'm putting in here, just till it feels right. Ew. So that's probably like a handful. I'm gonna mix this up. What makes your garden grow? Water and sunshine. What makes your spirit grow? This seed starting mix is really dry, so I am going to add some water to it. I showed you my winter sewing project on the table out there? Well, we just had a cold front blow through and it blew all of my 2 liters out off the table. The milk jug was still there. I know I'm wet and windblown now, but it also blew our trash cans all over the place. So I had to go out there and pick them up. But anyway, yeah, so it looks like my onions that had sprouted are now a mess. So anyway, I'm just gonna leave it out there and see what happens. It is, after all, an experiment. Okay, so back to what we were doing. Okay, now that I've got my trays filled, I am going to start planting. Okay, so in this pot, I was gonna do some herbs there, but I decided I'm gonna start my strawberries. I have some Temptation strawberries, and it says to start these late in the winter indoors. And since the seeds are so small, I'm just gonna sprinkle them on top and then gently water them and let the water kind of push them down in the soil. And then as these get bigger, then I will gently pull them apart and put them in separate containers. So let's see, these have 20 seeds, and as you can see, they are very tiny. So we're gonna try to do this as gently as possible. And this is an experiment as well. I have never grown strawberries before. Static in here is keeping the seeds from coming out. So I'm just going to, and it also says that these take a long time to germinate. So it's gonna be hard to tell whether or not these are gonna be successful. So we're just gonna have to be patient, kind of ignore them, and hope that everything goes well. So I also need to make note of this and document it. I have a garden journal started. I started with my winter sowing, which I also am going to note that the wind knocked them off today, and so that may have ruined what I'm trying to do, but we'll see. Okay. If this does work, then I will keep doing it. So this is 40 seeds, about 40 seeds that I'm putting in here. If at least a fourth of them come up, that would be awesome. I would be happy if one, if one comes up.
What makes your garden grow? Water and sunshine. What makes your spirit grow? Knowing that she'll be mine.
These particular strawberries don't set off runners, so I can plant them anywhere. I can put them in a pot and I won't have to worry about them. Okay, so I put Temptation strawberries. I put 40 here, so since I did it this way, I know I've got 40 seeds in there. And then today's date, I'm gonna put Temptation strawberries, 40 seeds in pot. They're MI Gardener seeds. I used Trifecta Plus. Okay, and then I broadcasted these. And for the moment, I'm just going to put these, I'm gonna grab a cheap platter that I use until I can find something better. And I'm just gonna set this over there until I can get something a little smaller. The lighting is bad, I'm sorry. In this one tray, I'm going to be planting several different things. These are all like my cold weather stuff. So I'm gonna put, we're gonna put in some green globe artichokes, some Tete Noir cabbage. It's a purple cabbage. We'll do a couple of those. I've got some Copenhagen market cabbage. This is from the M.I. Gardner Homestead collection. I also have some late flat Dutch cabbage. I really like this. I had really great success with this a couple of years ago. We're gonna do a plant or two of this little green eggplant. And I also have some broccoli seeds. Now these are old, these are from 2013. So they may germinate for me, they may not, but we'll try it and find out. So I thought I've been filming the whole time and apparently I haven't. So I've already planted the broccoli and some green globe artichokes. So now in this row, I'm going to do some little green eggplant. So I'm gonna do 2 in each cell. And for the green globe artichokes, I put 1 seed in each cell, and then in the broccoli one I did 3 to 4. Just kind of sprinkled them on there and got them really wet. Most people would tell you to do more than 1 seed in each cell, but since I'm just experimenting this year, did I do any in this? Since I'm just experimenting this year, I'm not gonna sweat it. So it's no big deal to me. I'm not gonna take up a whole lot of space in the garden on experiments. Especially since I have no idea how many raised beds we're gonna actually be able to build when it's all said and done. Okay, so I'm just doing 2 of these eggplants, and I may only keep 2 plants of these eggplants because we actually don't eat a lot of eggplant. The only time we ever get it is when they're on sale for like 99 cents. Oh, I've already put some in there. 212. Okay. Right in there. And I say a little prayer for each one, that the Lord will bless it and provide food for my family. Give it a really good spray so those seeds get nice and moist and soft so they can start sprouting. And then these next 3 are going to be cabbages. So this first row is going to be the Copenhagen market cabbage. This is going to be the late flat Dutch.
What makes your garden grow? Water and sunshine.
And the last one on this row is the Tete Noir from Baker Creek.
My potatoes, tater bug, tater bug. Don't know how to make this tater bug coming out to get.
Again, and on all the cabbages, I'm just putting in about 3 seeds per cell. Just tapping them down into the soil. And then giving them a good spray. Some of the seeds, if they're a little bigger, then I do try to push them under the soil a little bit more. Okay, and on my little marker here, I just put red in that corner just so I'll know that it's just a red cabbage. Okay, now I'm gonna go set this over on my greenhouse. Okay, and so before I forget everything that I just planted, I'm gonna go over there and log everything in my garden journal. So now I'm going to plant my peppers, and I think that they're all gonna have to take up 1 tray. We're gonna do the purple jalapenos from Baker Creek, the pumpkin spice jalapenos from Baker Creek. That's just referring to the color. So we'll have purple, orange, and then I've got some green, just regular jalapenos from in my gardener. I have another pack somewhere. I gotta find it. I'm also going to do some ancho peppers. We're gonna do some serrano peppers, banana peppers, and then for the sweet peppers, we're gonna try a couple of these red cheese from Baker Creek and these California Wonders from the In My Gardener Homestead collection. First, I'll do these banana peppers.
What makes your spirit grow, knowing that she'll be mine? Tater bug, my potatoes, tater bug, don't go my tomatoes, tater bug, coming out to get you, tater bug, if I find you, I'm gonna squish you.
Found my other pack. It was in a sock drawer. Okay, so I'm actually, you can't see it, but I'm actually, I've decided to try some other peppers too. So I've got 2 cells of golden cayenne from Baker Creek. I just put in 3 cells of the red Marconi from Baker Creek. So yeah, I'm gonna try these Marconi. Some of these markers I'm not gonna be able to tell what they are. So it's a good thing I'm writing this in my journal. A couple of the red cheese. So I did 3 red Marconi. I'm gonna do 3 red cheese. And then this whole row is gonna be California Wonder. So here are the peppers that I decided to go with. I've got, this whole section is banana peppers. I've got 3 cells of serranos, 3 cells of anchos, 6 of the green jalapenos, 2 of the pumpkin spice jalapenos, 2 of the deep purple. Then I've got 2 golden cayenne, 3 red Marconi, 3 of the red cheese. And then this whole row is California Wonders. And like I said, what I've done before is if I have 2 or more, if I have successful germination with a couple in 1 cell, I will go ahead and let them get big enough, and I have been successfully, I've been able to successfully separate them and transplant them and then have more than 1. So even though it's a small flat, I still feel like I'm gonna get more. Okay, so this flat is going to be tomatoes and basil, and yeah, let's go.
Gonna squish you.
Okay, so I finally got this tray done. I've got, of course, a lot of aromas. I've got a couple of mortgage lifters, a couple of the hillbilly potato leaf. I've got a couple of the green giants. I'm really looking forward to trying those. I've got a couple of Gold Rush currant tomatoes. I've got a whole bunch of ground cherries. I'm also very excited about trying those. I've got 4 cells of Italian basil, and 2 cells of pink bumblebee tomatoes. Those were kind of a last minute decision. So I've got 2 kinds of small tomatoes to put in salads and things like that, but everything else is for canning and fresh eating. Okay, so this is what this looks like right now. It will change. I've got the cover still washing, and then of course we will have our grow lights in here soon. But yeah, so again, up here we've got our Temptation strawberries. Here we have our red cabbage, late flat Dutch, Copenhagen cabbage, little green eggplants, green globe artichokes, and the, I think I'm saying it right, DeCico, or DeCico broccoli. Back there we have the California Wonder peppers, the red cheese peppers, the red Marconi, the pumpkin spice jalapeno, purple jalapeno, golden cayenne, green jalapeno, serrano peppers, ancho peppers, and banana peppers. Then down here we have our Roma tomatoes, our mortgage lifters, hillbilly potato leaf, green giants, Gold Rush currants, ground cherries, Italian basil, and the pink bumblebee tomatoes. Hey, Bobo. He's been in the mud today. Oh, my word. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed starting seeds with me today. I'm sure there will be more in the future, but this is what we've got going on right now. Until next time.